guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Oh, he's awake. Welcome to day 13 of Vlogtober. Maverick is, he's doing some Pilates stretches in there. I did film a little tiny intro of him because he has spent the evening, well, when I got home tonight, because I remind you pretty much nightly, I guess, but if you haven't been around or if you don't recall, I film, like, this is for Sunday the 13th, so this is still my Saturday night, kind of. It's not a lie, because it's after midnight, but it's because I work at night. I just got home a little while ago. It's like 3 in the morning, so it's after midnight. It is the 13th. But I got home and he was crazy. Like, I haven't seen him this energetic because this was the second night in a row that David worked close, which, like I said, for his store is, they have overnights. I was trying to explain this yesterday without sounding confusing. They have overnights, but their store does close, so it is a closing shift, but it's not the overnight shift. So he got out at like midnight, or got out at 11 or whatever, to get home at midnight, because he does have quite a significant drive now that he's changed stores. So he had been gone most of the night. Well, I had been gone most of the night. It puts us on somewhat the same schedule, except he's gone longer because of the drive and everything. Because I mean, I still have, just a 5-minute drive from the house. And so Maverick, his schedule gets disrupted a little bit, even though it's weird, because that makes our schedules line up. His actual schedule gets disrupted more, because then it's less likely that somebody's at the house with him at the same time, or at some point in time, because we're both gone. So I shouldn't be laughing at this part. He's alone, and that's not funny. But what was funny was the aftermath. But we left today, and David was gone probably like 2 hours before me. So like, we're not the exact same time. Like, I am gone 2 hours after him ish. I come home 2.5 hours after him ish, depending on if he got out a little early or I got out a little later. Like, none of that's super important. I guess I'm telling the long version of a short story. But normally Maverick gets fed around 5 for his dinner, and I'm at work at 5. But David's primarily works during the mornings, so he's usually home, or he works overnight, so he's sleeping, but he can wake up, so he's home, right? But he's gone then. So I fed him early, and then my plan was to just, like, hopefully get a lunch break, or at least be able to take like a small getaway break and come home, let him go potty. If I couldn't, hopefully I could spare Nate to go and come, because he's comfortable with Nate. To take him out to go potty. Like, we were going to get the dog potty either way, my baby had to go out, he had to go out. But a twist in that, it was storming. Really, really, really storming. When I say storming, like black clouds, thunder, lightning, and I mean perfect Heather weather, let me just say. And Maverick's not scared of storms at all. Like, they don't seem to really bother him at all. But when I got home to take him potty, he did not want to go potty, like, because it wasn't the storm. It's like he wasn't scared of the thunder and the lightning. It was the fact that it was pouring down sheets of rain, and it was cold rain. So he went out and he might have peed like 5 seconds, and he was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. We're going right back in, Mom. This is absolutely not happening." Not a chance. So, he didn't want to go back out at all. He was not having it. So he didn't really get to go. So on top of that, there was the excitement, because like I said, it doesn't bother him, and he wasn't like flighty or trembly or anything else. We have a puppy camera. But there was still that, something's different energy going on with him, I'm sure. So that when David beat me home, when David got home, he took him out because it had stopped raining then. But he was still like jazzed, and because it was so wet and David was tired, I don't think he took him out for a walk. He actually just got home and laid down, and waited till I got home, basically to just say goodnight. And I got home, and oh my gosh, Maverick got the zoomies. Like, I have not seen that dog have the zoomies like that in a long, long time. Like, he was insane. I was afraid he was going to run into his kennel and hurt himself. I was like trying to get the door closed. He was insane. And I mean, I've seen my fair share of zoomies before, between him. Like, Winston used to get the zoomies like crazy. Abby used to get the zoomies like crazy. Lindy was not a zoomies girl because she had the gimpy leg and everything. I'm sure when she was a puppy she had them, but I wasn't around her as much when she was a puppy. And I wasn't around Tippy when she was a puppy. But yeah, Abby had the zoomies like crazy, and Winston had the zoomies like crazy most of his life. Otis was a jumper, but he didn't necessarily zoomy that much. Maverick has the zoomies sometimes. He doesn't have them like insane amounts, but when he does, they're crazy outbursts of zoomies. And yeah, so I guess he tired himself out, because then the rest of the night, like since then, I've been crocheting and everything, and just like playing on the computer, watching videos and stuff. And he's just been curled up sleeping. So he tired himself out like right away, which I expected him to just be pretty much high energy tonight, since he had spent so much time in his kennel today, between yesterday and today, in fact. But he's just tired. Like, he came in and stretched out in the living room, and I didn't even come in here. If you noticed, he's on the couch already, asleep. So he's a tired boy. So, and it's supposed to rain. Well, today as you're seeing this, but tomorrow for me, it's supposed to rain again. I don't think we're supposed to get the thunderstorms, but it is supposed to rain. And like, for me, that's okay with me. It's too bad we can't get out like in the yard. I mean, David would probably have to walk him and probably get him out in the yard more than me, because my feet have been, like, I can definitely tell that the steroid block has completely worn off again. I just took some more ibuprofen for it, because one thing that the specialist had said was she could tell how inflamed. She said she could tell how tight and inflamed everything was. And so since she said that, I had been trying, like, before the steroid block, actually, well, before and during, I had been trying to pay attention myself to how everything felt. And like during the steroid block thing, I really feel like it had taken down the inflammation inside and everything, just because, I don't know, you can kind of tell, right? Because it's not so much, I mean, I'm sure it's also the swelling. My legs and feet and stuff swell anyway, but not to the degree that they had been. But aside from that, like, it's just like the inside feeling is also, you can just, it's hard to describe, But if you've ever had like a joint or muscle inflammation, you probably know what I'm talking about. And the difference on the steroid, it does feel a lot, I don't want to say cooler, because it's not literally in flames, but kind of lighter. I don't really know how to describe it, but different is just, it's different for sure. And now that it's gone, it's kind of creeping back a little bit, especially after work. So, and I know ibuprofen is supposed to be better for like inflammation and stuff. So, as opposed to Tylenol, which those are my two options tonight of over the counter. Yeah, I took some ibuprofen for it. So, we'll see how that goes. And it's cold here. So, I know you're supposed to like rotate warm and cold and all that on it. But I don't feel like putting ice packs on it because I feel like the room is doing that. Like on the bed upstairs, we have a dual temperature, not a temperature blanket, a dual heated blanket. So like David said, it doesn't have to be heated if he doesn't want it and all that. So like I've been using that, but downstairs here when I lay in bed, I've been greatly taking advantage of last year I was gifted my it's a throw blanket. It's a heated throw blanket from my friend Bella, and I have been greatly appreciating that blanket because it's been keeping me nice and warm already because it's been like really cold and that room has like no real insulation, and I've already been like really cold. So the winter is going to be really cold, like really, really cold. Because I know this is just like, I don't want to say the tip of the iceberg because that sounds freezing, but because like the 40s, that's nothing, you know. Winter gets really, really cold, and then wind chill and all that gets horrible. But yeah, I was already being a baby and got it out and put it on, or well, got under it. So greatly appreciating that. But yeah, that was a lot of babbling, wasn't it? Sorry about that. It's better than talking about work because like very shortly, I'm just going to say, your work, wasn't better today. It was not better. Actually, that's not true. It's not true. It started off not better because the whole problem for me was my, how do I put this delicately? My superiors today. My superior, just because I felt like when I came in, there is a level that should be, I'm trying to put this delicately and not to get myself in trouble should anybody see it. There's a level of quality that anyone should expect to take over their areas from. And I feel like my coworkers should be expected to uphold that, as I am expected to uphold that for my next people that take over. And when they're not, I feel that my superiors should talk to them instead of taking their side and making excuses for them. So, I don't like it when when I have to clean up other people's messes and then get my own things ready. and then have a terrible day. But after that, the mood was great. Like, honestly, I didn't expect that. I kind of thought I was going to walk into another day of bad attitudes and grumpiness. And it wasn't like that at all. I have to say, like, even though I fully expected it, it wasn't at all. I was very grateful. The mood was light, and the work went quick. I was really grateful for that. So, yeah, everything went, I think, pretty smoothly. So it was like a rough patch at first, and then maybe it was the rain and everything. And like, cause I think some of I wouldn't say like my coworkers are, I know that some of my friends are like Seth, you know, I met him at work. And my little brother Cameron, I talk about him, met him at work. And Nate, I met him at work. Okay, maybe a lot of my friends I've met at work. But I mean, I have a lot more coworkers than that. And I'm just saying, I wouldn't necessarily say they're all of, some of my friends are my coworkers, not all of my coworkers are my friends. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was about to say, I think some of my coworkers are also like-minded, with the whole, like, we like the rain kind of thing. Because at first I was going to say, I think all my friends are like that. But my friends are, but I was talking about, you know, the batch of coworkers. But, I mean, you don't have to be BFFs with somebody to work with them and get along with them and, you know, even care about them, like at work and stuff. So it was really good. It was a really good night. So I'm pretty pleased with everything. And how often do I come home and you know, I talk to you guys more than I talk to anybody else. How often do I come home and say that? So, but I promised a short work update. So that was it. Moving on. Because, yeah. So with the rain tomorrow, I don't plan to do a whole lot. I don't know if David and I have any plans. It's his day off, so we have a day off together, but he hasn't had a very good week either. So I think he's just kind of feeling like staying home and not really doing a whole lot, which is fine. That's totally okay. Sometimes both of us just need like recovery times. It sounds really bad to say time away from each other, but I don't mean like, I don't like you, I want to stay away from each other. I mean, he needs to do stuff that he wants to do, and I need to do stuff that I want to do. Sometimes they do match up. Like sometimes, you know, we'll watch something or go out to eat or play some Warcraft together, you know, on our computers together. And like, I don't necessarily mean stay away from each other. I'm just saying our interests don't always align either. And sometimes we need that. But, yeah, like I said, I wasn't meaning like there's no issue. So when I say that, I realized how bad that was about to sound. So I was like, let me pre-explain that. But he has, like, I know with work and stuff, he's been having a rough week also. Maybe rougher than mine, to be fully honest. So, because like I'm used to mine being rough, just because like I've kind of chosen to stick with it for so long, and he's been flung into this new scary world, where I know he's doing it to move up. And I mean, there's only so many places you can be to move up, and you kind of just have to like grit your teeth and dig in and, you know, grow some thick skin, kind of, from the sounds of it. And I know that's tough. So yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure he just needs to have himself a me kind of day off. And like I said, he really didn't sound like he wants to do much of anything, and I'm okay with that. So my plans, sleep. I would like to sleep. And crochet. I would like to catch up on some crocheting and watching some videos. I already did some housework already, because I like to do that when he's not home. Just, I know that sounds weird too, but just so I'm not bothered. Like the sound, it's not like he goes, oh, the sound of the vacuum bothers me. Oh, the sound of the dishwasher, not dishwasher, but washing dishes, me washing dishes, bothers me. But like, I don't know, I just would rather he wasn't having to hear it. I don't know why that is, because never in my life has anybody complained to me about it. I don't know. It's just me being weird, I guess. But so like I already vacuumed. I vacuumed last night. So I mean, I can vacuum. I'll probably vacuum Monday again. Fully honestly, with Maverick, I could vacuum every single day, but the floor won't desperately need it or anything. It still looks good out there. And there's no dishes in the sink or anything like that. So, I mean, that can wait. It can wait. There's no dishes. But, so I've already done some housework, and, I can just be kind of lazy myself. So I'd like to sleep in, get some crochet done, watch some TV, just kind of rest. Because like I said, my feet have been bothering me also. And I imagine we'll go eat or something, since that's like our only day off together to do something. And I don't know. Who knows? But I don't see any big like adventure happening. So I'll finish packing my box for my Stranger Thing winner. She got a hold of me, and get that ready to send off on Monday. And then I think on Monday, I know David has to work. I'm off, and my friend Nate is off. And I think we're going to hang out for a little while. And other than that, I don't have anything really planned that day either, besides sending out that box. I have a video to do because some of that yarn came in that I said I ordered. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hang out with Maverick, of course. I mean, all weekend is my plans, I guess. That little man and I have plans every day. He's so sound asleep. I'm telling you guys, the zoomies were so hard with him. It was insane. But yeah, I think I've talked your ear off quite enough. Let's just get on with the scores. I want to make sure. Okay, October 17th is the next yarn advent calendar opening, so not today. The squares for my homemade advent fanfic calendar thing were inspired by the Hellfire Club, which there is the logo right here. I know the whole thing is surrounded in white, but I did omit that. What I went with my diamond squares was the black, yellow, and red from it. Anybody not familiar with season 4 of Stranger Things, that is the D&D club that Eddie runs. So that's the square that I came up with, and I did do a second variation of the same colors. I did them in the corners again. I know I've said this every time because I've forgotten them, but I'm pretty sure I only have one like location or thing left. I think everything else finally is characters. But yeah, so there. I really like them. I think the black really makes it look like stained glass with this behind it. So I think this one looks cooler. But I mean, I like this too. I really like this pattern. I'm really, really glad I decided to do this. I think it's going to look pretty cool. And surprisingly, I don't think, besides that first Stranger Things square, like the black and red color, I don't think I have any black yet, like on the outside. Because here's my squares so far. It's a pretty decent color palette of scrappiness going on. All right, so let's draw, and then excuse me, I'll let you guys go after this, and we'll have a shorter video. It's never that short. It's already on 25 minutes. These will be shorter than Vlogmas, because I can tell you now I've already got at least three advent calendars for Vlogmas. I just didn't have them for this month. All right, you feel good. I got a side character. Yes. Have I had any side characters yet? I don't think so. Okay. Ted Wheeler. Now, some of you, even who watch Stranger Things, may not remember Ted Wheeler, because I know that he's like a side character. Like, maybe you do. But I'm going to put up a picture of Ted, because I'm certain I can find a picture. I have no idea what colors. Like, I'm going to guess the colors I'm going to end up using are going to be like white and maybe gray or brown, taupe, something like that. He's usually a pretty drab dresser. Ted is just like basically like your boring dad kind of character. I personally love Ted. Most people I find don't take much notice of Ted. He's just kind of there. I've only met one person who has had an opinion of Ted one way or another, and they didn't like him. So I don't know if any of you guys have an opinion of him. Before I say anything, do you, dear viewer, have an opinion of Ted Wheeler? If so, tell me what it is, please. But their opinion was that he was, I don't want to say like deadbeat dad, because he's there and supporting his family and stuff, but like an absent dad, like a I'm working and then I just want to like sleep and, be taken care of by my wife, and, kind of, they said he kind of ignored the kids and this and that. I disagree, first of all, with that, because there's definitely scenes where, for sure, when his wife was going to go out with Billy, where he's on the couch asleep with Holly. So he was watching movies with, the smallest kid. I know there was, when he answered the door and they were looking for the kids, he had to ask Karen, his wife Karen, where Nancy was and where Mike was. But they're teenagers. Those two are the teenagers. What parent, especially in the 80s, what parent is keeping tabs and knows exactly where, well, Karen was, I guess. But I don't feel like it's abnormal to not know where your kid was at any given moment, especially in the summertime. That was the summertime season. I don't look at him as like an absent father. He sat down with dinner with his kids. He did have his wife's back when she was trying to lecture Mike, when she was trying to punish Mike and have him, what was she trying to do? she was making him donate extra boxes of toys or something for their yard sale or for donations or whatever, and he was complaining about it. Ted had her back. He gave him some lame speech about when he was a kid, his coach would have put him on the bench or whatever if he'd have tried stunts like Mike did, and Mike was just like, "What are you talking about?" So he just really ended up confusing him or whatever, or Mike didn't want to understand because, I mean, he was a kid. But I don't feel that Ted was an absent father at all. I think he was a working, blue collar 80s dad. I don't think that at all. I actually super really like Ted. I think for anybody interested in my fanfic business, well, I know my character, like my outlook for her, she really liked, like, not liked like Ted, like not like that. We're not making this weird, but she really liked the Wheeler family because of Ted. She often said that, like, she wished that her dad was like Ted. Just like her background, her dad wasn't great. But just because Ted was so, like, relaxed and caring, but not necessarily overbearing, I think that he was probably a pretty good balance of caring but not crazy with his kids. I don't know. I don't think he was absent. Do you guys agree, disagree? Do you have no opinion? Did you not really notice Ted? Did he just kind of become the background for you guys? I don't know. Like, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I found him particularly funny in season 4 when they actually, like, gave him kind of that, like, kind of a cheapskate personality. They had that little scene with him and Dustin in the kitchen when Dustin was there eating breakfast, and he was like, yeah, like, he was basically like, yeah, why don't you have some more? Why don't you eat us out of house and home, And Dustin was like, sure, I will. I'll have another pancake, or whatever. That wasn't word for word, but that was the attitude for sure. But I don't know. I really love Ted. And as far as the dads go, I mean, the dads of Stranger Things, aside from Hopper, who wasn't Elle's biological dad, but he's her dad. Like, he's, in my opinion, Hopper's great dad. I mean, I am a little biased, but I mean, Neil, Billy's dad, Billy's and Max's stepdad, but I mean, Billy's dad, abusive dad. Lonnie, Jonathan and Will's dad, divorced their mom. I don't know if that he was abusive, but they were definitely always arguing. He basically just he was a sleazeball is what he was. He was trying to come around for money. And then Joyce saw through that, kicked him out. Lonnie was no good. Who else we got? I can't talk crap on the Sinclairs. Like, I honestly have said many times on this channel, the Sinclairs are like the hidden jewels of Hawkins. I know I've said that. The Sinclairs, I fully take back. I do love them. So Ted might have some competition with Mr. Sinclair. Dustin's dad. Okay, in my version, like, I had to make up something for him. So in my version, I had something tragic happen to his dad, and that's why he's not there. R.I.P. But nobody knows what happened. So, like, a lot of people think his dad is just, like, out of the picture, like, left or divorced or whatever. So, like, not a great thing going on there. He's just gone. Yeah, like, none of the dads very few of the dads in Stranger Things are great examples of dad. Steve's dad is, like, never there, cheats on his mom, degrades Steve. Crappy dad. Crappy dad. Just saying. It's like there are more worse dads than good dads for sure. So I mean, Ted's really not doing so bad. I'm just saying. I feel like I'm making a really strong argument for Ted Wheeler here, and I'm just putting that out there. I feel like I could be like president of the Ted Wheeler fan club at this point. But I mean, I do really like Ted. He's definitely one of my favorite like side characters. I would love in season 5 for him to get some more airtime than he has. But I don't see that happening. That being said, if I'm being honest with everyone, but I would love for him to. There's a few. Well, as we draw names, you'll see some other side characters. I would just love to see them get some more airtime. But anyway, well, now I've managed to stretch 25 minutes to 35, so I probably should let you guys go. Yeah, so we'll see what I come up with for Ted, see if I can do him some justice. But I will talk to you guys later. All right, I love you. Thanks for joining me. Hope you are having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.